Okay, I am trying to make sure that I get everything going live at the same time. Let's see. Okay, I think I've got it, hopefully, maybe. I guess we'll see. Um, Hi, this is my second time doing a live, so we'll see how this goes. I'm kind of excited to do it. I used to be a professor for years and years and years, almost 2 decades, actually. Can't believe it's been that long. And I used to teach both online, which so many of us did after COVID, but also in person. And I've taught new media and new technology for a long time. I started in a digital humanities computer lab where we explored the boundaries of new technologies and why people were using it. So the sociology behind the new technology. So it's something that I've really missed. I've really missed interacting with other people about these things. So I'm really excited to do that again and to get started with this. So I thought that I would show you something that I'm seeing a lot of people using on Instagram right now. And I'm streaming both to Instagram and to YouTube right now just to kind of get both groups together on this. It's called ManyChat. So if you've been on Instagram or Facebook and you've seen comment whatever, and I'll send you this thing, or I'll do some kind of action back with you if you comment this thing or this word. They're using more often than not, they're using an automation called ManyChat. I'm not sure if there are other programs that do this. This is the one that's the most common. It's one that I use quite often on mine, and it's really nice. I really like it. So if you're doing any kind of entrepreneurial work, if you're doing any kind of email growth, email list growth, if you're promoting yourself online in any way, any of your businesses, then using ManyChat is a great tool for that. Pardon pardon my gasping and my voice and my wheezing. I've got a cold. I think everybody has this cold right now. I also have it. But anyway, so let's jump into it. Let's get into the mini chat template. So I've got a template that I used on one of my more recent reels. It's a Harry Potter reel, and it's supposed to be kind of funny. And it says, it's from that scene where he says, I'm sitting in my room, or I'm sitting in my cupboard pretending I don't exist and that I'm not here. I am paraphrasing this badly, but in the reel, it's like, this is your podcast and you're not getting any views. And why are you not getting any views? And then it gives you some tips for getting views. If you want some tips, I've got a free guide. If you go to, there it is. If you go to that QR code, there's a little button at the very top that says get the free guide. It's 5 unconventional hacks to help with your podcast growth. It's right there. But that is what this reel was trying to get people to go to. So to do that, I put this reel up on Instagram, and then I have an automation in the background using ManyChat, Zapier, and Kajabi, because Kajabi just happens to be where I do my email list growth. There's also ConvertKit, or now is Kit, excuse me, which interacts with this really well as well. Whatever email service provider you're using, or ESP, will usually somehow integrate with this. If you're using Funnel Gorgeous or Kit or Active, oh, what's it called? Active something, not Active Worlds. That was a virtual world. Active something. I'll have to look it up again. Or Kajabi, like I am. There are ways to make it integrate. I use Zapier. I think Zapier is a great way to create an integration, but some things integrate more easily with others. That being said, I just want to walk you through the mini chat part of that. So how do you set up that automation that will help you get people to follow you and then be able to capture their email afterwards? So let's go ahead and get into the template. So I've clicked over to the template right now, and this is it. So this is actually a template that we were given when we were doing the IG summit, the Instagram summit, not that long ago. It was a great summit. If you see that come around again, I highly, highly recommend going to that summit. let's see, that was also, I'm seeing, was the wrong window. So we'll just move that over. It's this window. There we go. I was in the wrong window. Classic professor mistake. So this was a ManyChat summit or Instagram summit. The summit was so worth it. Highly recommend going. Such a great networking event. They did virtual networking really well. I am in no way affiliated with ManyChat or with their summit. I just use their product, like their product, and it got a lot of value out of their summit that they had. They had great speakers. They had a lot of really good, actionable tips, which you cannot always say about a summit. And then they gave us templates afterwards to help us kind of kickstart a more advanced automation, because the simple automations are really easy. It's like, if you comment, I will send you a link to the thing that I want you to send. But that doesn't help you grow your list. And the gold star of digital marketing is growing your email list. It is not planting your flag in somebody else's property like Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. That's not it. You need to grow your list. So this will help you capture those emails. So without further ado, we're in ManyChat right here. So everything starts with a trigger, right? So you need a user comment on a post or a reel. So the first thing that you do, sorry, cold, my voice is going all weird, is you actually pick which reel or post that you're using. So on Instagram, I've already got my Instagram link to this. As you set up your ManyChat, when you're setting up your account, it will ask you to link your Instagram and your Facebook account. So I have done that. So it's already in there. So when I pick my trigger, did it go? No, it didn't go to the next one. Sorry. If I click, oh, I need to hit edit. That's what it is. Okay, so if I click on my trigger, I can pick which one I want to do. So if I wanted to create a new one, because you can duplicate these and create a new one, which is great. You can change the words for it. You'll see what I mean by changing the words here in a second. Then you pick which one you want to do this on. This is on my podcasting one, or my Harry podcast, I called it. So it was on this one. So that's the one I've got selected. So once you have selected whichever post or reel you want to do this on, you can hit all posts or whatever your next post is. You've got that picked. Oops. So let me pick my right one. I've saved it. You need a specific keyword. That is why people say, hey, comment whatever, comment whatever. They're not keyword, they're not case sensitive. So you don't need like all caps or all lowercase or anything like that. But I do tend to put in some misspellings just if people have clumsy thumbs and they're just typing too quickly. So I've got Harry, or I've got one with just one R. If they've misspelled it, I could put in a few alternate spellings here too if I wanted to, or if it was a complicated word. So what I have asked people to do in this post is comment Harry, and you will receive my free guide with 5 unconventional podcast growth hack tips. So once they comment that, you can put a couple of random replies, so that I'm sure you have seen these on Instagram before, or Facebook. It does Instagram, Facebook, and WhatsApp. Those are the 3 that it integrates with right now. So you can say like, hey, sent the link over, done, check your DMs, sent, check your DMs. So you can put random replies, so it's not replying the same exact one. You don't want quite so AI in every comment, but it's good to engage back with people. So if they say sent or sent the DM or something, you can be like, great. Or they comment Harry. You can say, great, thank you. Check your DMs. I've sent it. Now, once they have done that, they have triggered your automation here. And I know this looks kind of scary, but I promise you, once we go through it step by step, you're going to be like, oh, that wasn't so bad. That wasn't so scary. So they have triggered your automation. What happens next? Then you send this message. This is the message that me and ChatGPT came up with. Work with ChatGPT. Don't just copy and paste it completely. I said, thanks for grabbing the guide. You're officially one step, and I'm using Harry Potter metaphors because this was a Harry Potter meme. You're officially one step closer to Hogwarts level podcasting magic. Tap below to get the link. And then you hit, they have a button. It actually comes up as a button. I can show you in this preview here. You just click, give me the link. And then I'll show you why that came up like that here in a second. They hit, give me the link. And then this is key. This is really key, because A lot of people don't put this condition in, and I didn't put this condition in for a while either, and it makes a big difference because if they're not following you, your messages to them, your DMs are going to be either in a spam or a general so that it's not on their like main DM page. So they may not see it, they may never see it. So you want to see, you want to set the condition, are they following your Instagram account? If they are, it goes to the next message. I just have a little picture of my puppy here saying, great, thank you. Thanks for checking it out. This is me and my dog Jarvis. We wish your downloads multiply faster than Harry's chocolate frogs. Feel free to reach out if anything resonates or if you have any questions along the way. But if they're not following you, it asks them to follow you. And then it goes through this condition again. If they say, okay, great, I followed you, because they have to go and follow you, it checks again to see if they're following you. And if they are, then it comes back up here and says, great, thank you, just like if they were initially. But if they're not, they kind of, you get stuck in this little feedback loop here saying, okay, this is great, but my guide is awesome. I want you to have it, but it's only available to my followers. So this is going to help your reach and gain your Instagram followers in addition to capturing their email and also just being seen in their DMs. So you need both of those things. So once they've done that, they are following you now. You've said, awesome, thank you. Here it is. They get that message. Then it says, so I can send you the podcast guide. What's your best email address? And this is where the magic starts to happen. Pardon my Harry Potter continuing metaphor here. Then they type in the email. So let me show you what this looks in the preview. Thanks for grabbing the guide, blah, blah, blah. Give me the link. They give you the link. This is just so you can see how this condition goes. This does not show it to them. Okay, say the person is not following me. So they said, so it checks. They see it's not following you. They give you the follow message. The person follows you. Then they say, okay, I'm following. The next thing it does, okay, so you say, okay, they're following you now. This is the next message it gives you. Okay, great. My dog and I thank you for that. So what is your email? And then you stick in an email. I'll go ahead and stick in my email. I don't care if you guys see this email. And then it goes to the next one. So there are two different ways or two different responses once they give you the email. One is saying, great, thank you. But if they just leave it there and they never give you your email, it's sort of like a abandoned cart type of situation. Then it will give it a, hey, it's just like a little nudge going, hey, it looks like you got busy and you forgot to enter your email address. May I send you this guide? And it's only going to do this once because you don't want to, bug the crap out of them. So if this will either nudge them and they give you their email address, or it just ends the communication. Because again, you don't want to spam them. So if they give you their email address, which hopefully they will at that point, okay, great. And again, I'm Harry Potter metaphor here because it was on a Harry Potter meme. It says, you've made such a smart decision. Are you a Ravenclaw? I'm super proud of you. And then so this is what I do. I go ahead and give them the link for the guide because I have their email address now. But I also email them the guide. So they have it in two different ways. They can go ahead and download it now. And this is also just in case hopefully it doesn't get caught in their spam box, but in case it does, they still have the guide, the thing that I promised them, because we also don't want to offer them something and then just not deliver it. So they've gotten the guide now. And then because I'm using Kajabi as my email service provider, I need a way for Zapier to fill out the form on Kajabi for me. And all of this is automated on the background or in the background. I need a way for it to say, okay, this is coming from my podcast guide. So I add a tag, podcast guide. Once that tag is added, I set up a whole nother automation in Zapier that says, okay, podcast guide, this has happened. ManyChat has got this. Now send it to my email service or my email list. And then I've got everything set up. So once their email hits my email list, they're put into my sales funnel. So this is the way that I have, oops, that was a little too small. I have automated this. It looks kind of scary. Again, there are templates. I would walk through templates. I put two templates together here. I put one for capturing the email. And then after going to the very useful Instagram summit, that is where I learned this condition to make sure they're following me as well, because you can engage with people more once they are your followers. So I make sure they're my followers. And once they are, I send them the email automation to capture their email addresses. And then I can continue an email conversation with them. Um, yeah, that is how I do it. I see I've got a few people in here. Do I have any questions about email automation with using ManyChat or Instagram automation using ManyChat? Yes, the summit was so good, Shadow. I agree. I got so much out of that summit. So many actual good tips. Because you can't say that about every summit, right? Some of them are not. But this one was great. I've got a little bit of a delay here, so I'm just giving him a second. Okay. Thank you so much. Tomorrow, I'm going to walk us through Zapier, and you can see how I've linked my Zapier to Kajabi. So, I mean, it's great. We've got the email capture, but then what, right? Then what do we do after we've got this captured? So, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. My website is in that QR code right there. You can contact me there. I've got my free podcast growth guide on there. I have a podcast audit on there if you're just unsure of where to go. Again, I was a professor for 20 years. I used to do this with my students all the time. I would love to give you feedback on your podcast as well. Have a great day, everybody, or evening now. It's all, well, it's still afternoon. Have a great afternoon, everybody. And I will